Hello and welcome back to West Brom Fan TV. Now the football is back, Championship, League One, League Two and the Premier League of course, all fully back in action, nothing getting in the way, international break is finally over and let's get into some predictions. First of all, we're going to have a quick look at last week's. I predicted the Albion game yet again, that seems to be one of the main things, the only real things I'm getting right. Got the big Lancashire derby right as well, Burnley, Blackburn. The rest, though, not the best, to be fair. But yeah, anyways, enough of that. Let's get on to this week's predictions. So starting off on the Friday night, as Hull City take on Sheffield United. Hull, bit of a slow start, really. Nothing too spectacular from them. Sheffield United seem to be doing pretty well. Massive win on their last game against Watford, who were flying. Seems that them 2 points have made it look a little bit, I guess, like they're had an underwhelming start for some people when they actually haven't. It's just one of them things, I think, to do like financial stuff. So the league table doesn't look as appealing to them, but actually they're doing better than it looks. So score prediction for that one, I'm just going to go with Sheffield United. I think they've got too much quality for all. I think Hull will get a goal, but too much firepower in that team. 3-1 Sheffield United. On to next one of the many early kickoffs, which Sky are blessing with us now, thanks to their Sky Plus thing. It's a nightmare. It's horrible. So it's Leeds United taking on Burnley, which is a big game. I think this would be the one which would be chosen by Sky anyways, even if it weren't for the Sky Plus thing. Massive game. Two of the best teams in the league. But that Ellen Road atmosphere, it's intimidating. I think if Leeds score early, it'll be game over. And I think they will score early. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Leeds United. I think that they've settled now. And they seem to be gelling pretty well. All the talk of transfers and all this and that is that's gone. Like, nothing can happen now. The season started, the window's closed, and I think that they're going to comfortably win 2-1. 1 second. Anyways, back on. Millwall taking on Luton, another 12:30 kickoff. Again, horrible place to go. Really, that Luton not really been doing too well, have they? They're everyone thought they were going to be flying this season. They've not even got a win yet, and that last game against QPR, some of the defending was atrocious. They got absolutely bullied by big Michael Frey up front for QPR. I think Millwall got their first win in the last match. It was 3-0 against Sheffield Wednesday, which is massive for them, really, because all they've been doing is scoring like mad, but they just can't get any wins, can they? I think they got 3 goals against Bristol City and lost, and they also got a couple against Watford and then went and lost. But saying that, I don't think the Luton Rock can carry on going on too much. I don't think they're going to go bang and fly up and win loads on the bounce, but I can't see them losing another. Can't see them drawing another. I think they're going to win 1-0. Next up, Oxford. Fantastic home form they've been super, really. I think Matty Phillips went off injured in the last game. I'm not too sure. On the highlights, I think he was subbed off early from what I saw. They seem to be one of them teams relying on home form, as you would think they would do. Got a good bit of quality as well, to be fair, which surprised a lot of people because everyone thought that they'd be under the cosh a lot. But they've been putting teams to the sword. I mean, pretty well, to be fair. Stoke, they beat Plymouth 1-0. Bit slim, not too emphatic. I mean, looking at how they played against us, I thought that they would be battering Plymouth, but still, a win's a win. Points are on the board. And that does make me question whether they're going to be a bit rocky on the road and strong at home as well. This is a bit of a hard one to predict, because both have had quite similar starts, so I'm going to sit on the fence and go for a 0-0 draw. Next up, Blackburn Rovers taking on Bristol. Blackburn have been pretty good, I think. Andy Vyman, he's a smart signing, I think. You've seen the Barclaysman memes. He's a championshipman. He is the king in this league, really. He's done it at so many teams. And yeah, he seems to be paying dividends for him. We saw him with us last season. He didn't score many goals, but he scored important goals. And like against Burnley in the derby, that's a massive goal, really. They haven't beaten Burnley in about 14 years, so getting something there is brilliant. They should have won it as well. Dolan scored. Somehow the liner gave offside. He needs to go to Specsavers. But anyways, enough of that. Bristol City, bit of a rocky start yet again. No, lacking a bit of consistency. Blackburn, Ewood Park, they seem to be quite a smart side. I think Blackburn are going to nick this 1-0. Just got a feeling about that one. I'll be surprised if it goes the other way. Next up, Pride Park Derby. Everyone was slagging them off, saying terrible football, this and that. Terrible football, but they're winning their own games. They're getting points on the board. Unlike their team they're playing, Cardiff City, who have been absolutely depressing to watch, to be honest. Yet again, the only glimmer they've had in this season so far is that equaliser from Callum Robinson against Swansea, stopping them from losing the derby. But apart from that, it's bleak, and Pride Park's a fortress. Yes, I mean, Derby don't look the best away, but they're still fighting and scoring goals. Not getting any points, but they're still scoring. And I think that, yeah, Cardiff don't score. They've been boring. It's Pride Park. It's going to be they're going to get behind the lads. It's going to be a pretty intimidating atmosphere because they know they're relying on home form, and I think it's going to be 2-0 Derby County. That just had a ticket office calling me midway through the video. Moving on to Middlesbrough against Preston North End. Middlesbrough, everyone's been bigging them up, but yeah, they got a win before the international break, which is, I think that's massive for them. Cardiff are a wounded animal who they beat, but still, points are points, and it's going to do them all the good. Latte Loth, everyone bigs him up. He seems to be all right, I guess. He hasn't quite blown anyone away, I'd say, so far, but he's got potential to get firing. Preston, on the other hand, not the best. A win against Luton, they've not been good at all, really, have they? Losing to Oxford, that's a game that they should be winning. The fans will be very disappointed that they haven't won there. And I can see Middlesbrough, the momentum from the last game, getting them through this one. Don't think they're going to batter Preston, but I think they'll win, and I think that man Latte Lath will score. So I'm going to go 1-0 Middlesbrough. Next up, Plymouth Argyle versus Sunderland. Plymouth have been absolutely dreadful, to be honest. They haven't won a game yet. Managed to sneak a point against QPR with 9 men on the pitch, which is great, but saying that, the keeper needed a drug test after the game. Some of the saves he was making, absolutely crazy, to be honest. Sunderland, on the other hand, the team they're facing, they're good. They are good. Absolutely unbelievable. They have been blowing teams out of the park. I think they're one of them sides that have gone under the radar. One of the biggest clubs in the league, arguably the biggest, with a young, French manager, and some exciting young players. I mean, I haven't noticed they lost Jack Clark, because they've got another lad on the wing who's been absolutely sensational, and they're going to have way too much firepower for Plymouth. 4-0 Sunderland. Sticking my neck out. 4-0. Another happy day down south for the Mackhams. Next up, Sheffield Wednesday against Queen's Park Rangers. Sheffield Wednesday, everyone thought they were going to be absolutely flying, because there were a lot of people's dark horses after beating Plymouth on the opening day, but it's been pretty bleak, to be honest. Nothing too cheerful. I mean, losing 3-0 against Millwall, who looked like a wounded animal, is not good at all. QPR, on the other hand, they haven't... I mean, they got a massive win against Luton before the international break. Big Michael Frey, what a player, what a force, I love him. If he was in the Barclays between 2005 and 2013, you could tell he'd be a Barclays man. Absolute big unit of a striker, one you wouldn't mess with. And yeah, they've been not bad. When we played them on the opening day, I thought they were going to go flying after that game, because they seemed all right, but it has been a little bit, meh. Some games they should have been winning, which they hadn't. But I think that Luton win will kickstart some momentum for them, and they'll go away to Hillsborough and come back with all 3 points. I want to say 2-1 to Queen's Park Rangers. Big Michael Frey on the score sheet again. What a man. Next up to the Swansea.com Stadium as they take on Swansea City. As Swansea take on Norwich City. I couldn't give a good, account of Swansea, because that was the last game we played. They looked okay. We seemed to be a team, West Brom, we were quite, near maturity on our cycle. These players have gelled together for a long time, and yeah, it showed. We just put them to the sword pretty easily. It was 1-0, should have been about 5-1. They had a couple of chances, but they were nothing spectacular. Saying that, they have got some points on the board this season, and they seem to have done okay in other games. Norwich, I think the fans will be slightly disappointed. I think a few people may have thought that they'd fly this season, but they've been a little bit slow. Giving away some wins, which they should have been taking. I think it'll happen again, to be honest. I think it's going to be a draw. 1-1. Next up, Vicarage Road, as Watford take on Coventry City. Watford have been flying. They lost their last game against Sheffield United, but apart from that, they've just been beating everyone, to be honest. Obviously, Sheffield United away is a hard place to go, and they have a lot of quality, so you can't really look too much into that game. The side they're facing, Coventry, a lot of people, yet again, thought that they'd go and absolutely pee the league, they'd be flying. They've done okay, they've got, a win on the board and a draw, I think, but they've not been the best, have they, really? And I think that their fortunes might change, because a lot of COF fans I've been speaking to said that they needed that international break. They needed some time to, get the players into training, get them to gel a bit. And, I can see them changing their fortunes in this one. I'm going to go Watford 0, Coventry City 1. I think that Hadji Wright will get the goal there. And on to the Sunday, it's our game. It's the 3 o'clock kickoff on Sky against Portsmouth away. Now, Portsmouth haven't got any points on the board, but they seem to be a team that are given a lot of fight and can score a couple of goals. Obviously, the opening day 3-3 draw against Leeds showed that. I mean, they were unlucky not to win, really, if they'd have held on for a little bit longer. On the other hand, we've been sensational, the Albion have. We've been absolutely fantastic. Some of the football we're playing, I mean, a 31-pass move to score against Swansea. What am I watching? Am I watching Argentina? Crazy stuff. But Fratton Park will be a tough place to go, and I think there'll be a lot of people thinking we're going to go there and blow them away and it's going to be easy peasy. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Portsmouth are going to put up a fight. It's going to be quite a loud, intimidating atmosphere, and I think we'll get a point. I think Portsmouth 2, West Bromwich Albion 2, a nice entertaining one to end off the week, hopefully, especially for all you other EFL club fans watching, who we sat at home with it on the telly. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll be doing the vlog on Sunday. Another long one. Oh, we do love playing away. Up the Albion, come on you baggies. Thank you very much.